Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. This is the Week 17 Vegas spread picks. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. We've won a lot of money this year, but I'm not going to stop. We're going into the playoffs. The picks will keep coming. Make sure you check out my soccer channel. I post bets there. First game, we got the Arizona Cardinals at the LA Rams. Arizona is minus 1.5. I got Arizona to win in the cover, and it's a borderline money pick. Listen, we saw what happened with Arizona last week. They were playing Bethard. They were playing a third-string quarterback, and they couldn't get the job done. And now the playoffs are on the line. Their back is up against this wall, and you wonder, what are we going to see from Arizona? I think we're going to see a decent performance, but I am worried about this Rams offense. We like to harp on Goff. We like to criticize Goff, but we'll see what this offense looks like without Goff. And judging by this guy that's going to come in and start for the Rams, this has to be advantage Cardinals. Now, I know you have Sean McVay. We know he is boy genius. We know he will bring certain levels of creativity to this offense, but eventually Arizona is going to respond. I can't see them losing 2 straight games against backup below average, mediocre fodder quarterbacks. Arizona wins and covers. Next game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Denver Broncos. Vegas is minus 3. I got Denver to win in the cover, and I know we've been off this Denver train for a long time, but when you look at Denver, at least you got Locke, and he's still fighting, even though Jerry Jeudy can't catch a pass. But I'm going psychology here, and a big theme of Week 17, it's more psychological than anything. How does this Raiders team respond? Where do they go from here? Where does this organization go from here after Chucky choking away another playoff berth? They should have been in the playoffs last year. They should be in this year. But for me, I have to eat crow on Chucky, and I think it carries on to this game. I think the Raiders come out stale. I think they come out demoralized. Denver wins and cover. There's no science. But ask yourself this, which team do you think will come out and fight more? The Broncos or the Raiders? I'm going towards the Broncos. We know the Raiders are a better team, but did that matter last week? Next game, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. Seattle is minus 5. Seattle to win in the cover. And you know that this whole renaissance near the end of the season has been cute by the 49ers, but CJ Beathard is CJ Beathard. On the Seahawks defense, we have to give them a little bit of credit. They are playing a little bit better than they were earlier in the year. I think that's relevant in this game. And there's not much San Fran can do to you on offense. Yes, they're going to run the ball. Yes, they're going to work in play action. But the way to attack the Seattle defense is 3-4 wide, and you slang that thing 45 times a game. San Fran's not built to do that. Seattle wins and covers. I'm pretty sure about it. Next game, we got the LA Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chargers are minus 3.5. I'm going Kansas City to win in the cover. Now, we need to monitor this game throughout the week. I assume Mahomes is not going to start. I assume the starters for the Chiefs won't play more than a quarter or 2. But I would not be surprised to see them go out with the starters in the first half and get like a 17-3 lead, then throw it to the backups. That's why I think KC does this. Don't fall into the trap of the Chargers. I agree with Vegas, them being the favorite, because the Chiefs don't really need this game. But also, we need to remember that the Chiefs will have a bye going into next week, and how rusty do you want to be? Next game, we got the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. Miami is plus 4.5. Money, 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 money. Miami wins and covers. Throw out the win right now. Throw out the money line out of your head right now. But I like this plus 4.5. And Buffalo is an absolute machine. There is no other way to put it. The way they finished this season, last night's performance against the Patriots, they are machine-like. But this Miami team, they're fighting for a lot. They're fighting for their playoff lives. I think they bring energy. Now, normally, January in Buffalo, you'd be scared about this. That's why you need to watch the weather. If it's snowing, Miami's just not going to go in there and do what they need to do. But if the weather's decent, it'll probably be like 30 and cold. Fine. Miami, I still like them to do this. But we do have some situations here. I've been saying all year, I think Fitzpatrick's better than Tua and gives Miami a better chance to win. What are we going to get here with the Dolphins? Who's going to play? Who's going to take the snaps? And who's going to be able to beat the Bills? I would lean towards Fitzpatrick, but make sure you watch this. Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. Baltimore is minus 11.5. I got Baltimore to win in the cover. Now, I've been saying Cincinnati is better than people think the whole year, and I like the way they're fighting. I like the way they're finishing this season, but we have to remember the Ravens are fighting for everything in this game. They have more motivation, and also they have more talent. They have more explosiveness. They have the better defense, and that should count for something. I know 11.5 on the road is a little bit much, and it made me go weak. It made me take a little bit jeevers when I looked at it. But Baltimore's been covering these spreads. So I think this is one we need to monitor throughout the week. Maybe this works down to minus 10. Maybe this works down to minus 9. Probably not. But if it does, I think you should pull the trigger on a money pick. I don't see why not. You do like what Cincinnati's offense is doing recently, and you do like how they're actually run blocking, which is something they didn't do for Joe Mixon earlier this year. I still don't think that's enough. Next game, we got the Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Atlanta is plus 6.5. I got Atlanta to cover. I got Tampa Bay to win. There is no science here. We don't know what we're going to see out of the Buccaneers. Luckily, I hit with the Buccaneers last week, but you just never know with them. And it looks like Tampa Bay is getting into their groove. So I don't think this is a game to touch. But also we have to remember that Atlanta's been playing pretty decent football. They've actually been covering people on defense. And that fast front is getting a little bit of the pass rush, something that has helped them immensely. I think this Atlanta covers at Tampa Bay wins. This is one I don't have a good read on. Next game, we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Detroit Lions. Minnesota is minus 7. Money, money, money. Money. I got Minnesota to win in the cover. Now, before you make this a money pick, you need to follow it throughout the week, and you need to check motivation. The first thing you need to check is Matt Stafford playing or not? Chase Daniels is absolute garbage, but also the overall talent on this Lions team, it is so bad that if they don't have Matt Stafford, they just can't stay close in games. And Minnesota, they haven't stopped anyone the last 3 weeks. I've been telling you guys how bad this defense is all year. But Chase Daniels would be a little bit of a good last meal for this Vikings defense to feast on. I could see them getting stops. Also, we have to remember, look at the Vikings against the Saints. The Vikings offense looked really good. Dalvin Cook, Jefferson, Thielen. I think that's too much firepower for a Detroit defense that looks like they quit a long time ago. I mean, they probably quit in September, knowing the way Patricia motivated this team in the past. Next game, we got the New York Jets at the New England Patriots. The Jets are plus 3. I mean, we saw this open at minus 5.5. Now it's down. We saw that the Patriots favored by 5.5. Now it's down to Patriots favored by 3. I still got the Patriots to win in the cover, but I am concerned about the possibility of Stidham starting. And now the Jets already lost out on Trevor Lawrence. So what else do they have to do but go out and try to win this game? And we have to remember that the Jets always play the Patriots tough, no matter how bad the Jets are. So when I'm looking at this game, I think whoever runs the ball better will win the game. Right now, I'm leaning towards the Patriots because when you got Cam Newton, when you got that read option working, you're just going to run it better than the Jets. It's that simple. If Cam Newton starts, Patriots win and cover. Next game, we got the New Orleans Saints, minus 7. At the Carolina Panthers. I got Carolina to cover. I got New Orleans to win. And this Carolina team, they just fight. There isn't anything spectacular. There isn't any sort of science or arithmetic that can explain them. They just fight, and they have Gara, a word in Spanish. They pretty much just come out and fight to the death. And that's what the Carolina Panthers do. And Teddy Bridgewater does hold this team back. Teddy Bridgewater is a marginal quarterback, but it's time we give a little bit of a bow to Matt Rule and some of the things Matt Rule's doing. And the Saints, I'm still got questions about this team. I don't. Am I the only one who wasn't all that excited about that performance against the Minnesota Vikings? Am I the only one who thought that meant nothing? Like, do people really think Kamara is going to be putting up 150 yards or even over 65 yards against a good defense, against a legit defense? I don't know, man. I got Carolina to cover, Saints to win, and one thing this Carolina Panthers team does is they certainly know how to cover. Next game, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Houston Texans. The Titans are minus 7.5. I got the Titans to win in the cover. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because when you have Houston, you have Deshaun Watson, but here's another X's and O's. If you can't get a pass rush on Deshaun Watson will eat. I don't care if it's me out there at wide receiver. If you don't get a pass rush on him, he will be able to eat, and that's one thing that is Tennessee's problem, and Jadeveon Clowney never plays. You still got to think Tennessee comes in and takes care of business. Actually, I'm changing it. Texans cover, Titans win. Not a lot of science. Next game, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns. Steelers are plus 8.5. I got the Steelers to cover. I got the Browns to win. Now, we don't know how much. The Steelers don't need this game at all. Let's be realistic about it. But I still think the Steelers are going to come out, and they're a team looking for rhythm. They're a team looking for inspiration, and they found their inspiration in that second half against the Colts. Who would have saw that coming? I picked the Steelers that game, but I would have never pictured the game to go like that. So I think the Steelers keep that positive energy, but also, I am a little bit worried. One reason why this isn't a money pick for the Steelers to cover, I am a little bit nervous about the injuries on defense. I think Tomlin will take it easy this week. I think he'll play a lot of young players. So that's one reason why I'm a little bit cautious. And Cleveland, did you see the choke job last week? Listen, this is a team that just isn't mentally tough. And, you know, okay, I didn't like the COVID protocol rules when Landry and the receivers, they didn't even test positive. But isn't this really the most Browns thing that you could imagine? This is just the Browns. And when you think about the Browns, you just always think, well, something's going to go wrong. And I wouldn't be surprised if Pittsburgh does something wrong to them. I still got the Browns to win. Pittsburgh covers. Next game, we got the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. The Giants are +3. Dallas is the favorite in this game. I got the Giants to win in the cover. I'm digging my trench. This is World War I. I'm just throwing down in here. I'm just going, and I don't even know where the bullets are spraying at this point because you can't get a read on the Giants. They look so decent for a little bit of time. Now they look like you wonder if they can even win another game. If the Giants play 20 games the rest of the year, you wonder, can they win it? But one thing I'm not excited about is this Cowboys hype. People are saying the Red Rifle Andy Dalton's been scoring over 30 points every game. You better be scared of him. I don't know what that does, and I don't know if it means anything. I think the Giants defense will stop Andy Dalton. And the biggest thing is this Cowboys defense has been playing a little bit better. But I'm not under any illusions thinking Daniel Jones is going to bring some sort of offensive spark in this game. But I just really like the Giants +3. But maybe their defense has flown in. Maybe they're on Booking.com. Maybe they're not focused anymore. But if this Giants team is focused, they should be able to win this game. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears. The Bears, Green Bay's -5.5. I got Green Bay to win in the cover. Listen, we know Chicago won by a blowout, and it was a money pick on my Patreon. So, you know, I can't hate on the Bears too much, but the Bears didn't play good that game. Did you see that when it was 10-10, Mitch Trubisky threw an end zone interception? It was one of the worst interceptions I've seen in my life, and I've been watching Bills and Vikings football 20-plus years. With that being said, this Green Bay team, they just got so much momentum. They're going downhill. They're like that bobsled that's going downhill. You really can't get in front of it and stop it. And I am surprised how I am surprised how the Packers were able to run the football on the Tennessee Titans. I was wrong about that. I was surprised that they were able to run it and smash it. And then you even saw some elements of play action. I don't think Chicago has the offensive capabilities to keep up with Green Bay. Watch this game, monitor it throughout the week. I think Green Bay will want to come in and win this. I think they will want to come in and be aggressive, but you have to read the tea leaves. We'll see as the week goes on. Next game, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Indianapolis Colts. Jags are plus 14. I got the Jags to cover. I got Indy to win. I feel a little bit vindicated about Indianapolis. I just haven't been impressed by them the whole year, and you saw that collapse in the second half. You saw Berger just take that game from them and possibly take the playoffs from them. That was some special stuff. But that's also, listen, you're looking at it from a Steelers perspective. We need to look at it from what that did to the Colts. I think that's going to demoralize them a little bit. I think that's going to cause them to miss the playoffs. I think that game is going to have serious repercussions. This is a Colts team that has weaknesses. This is a Colts team that they look good statistically on defense, and they're great at stopping the run. But I've been saying all year you can throw on them. Getting 3, getting 4 wide receivers, and sling that ball around. You guys know I love the run game. But you got to be able to throw it against the Colts, and that's when you pump it 45, 50 times in the air. You got a Jags team. If Mike London starts, I think they keep it close. If Minshew starts, go the other way. Even though the Colts are vulnerable right now, if Minshew walks out there and I see you taking that plus 14, I'm going to be a very angry man. It's just rather simple. You got to watch the Glennon-Minshew battle, or if you call it a battle. Jacksonville covers, Indy wins. Next game, and this is probably the biggest game of the weekend, right? We got the Washington No-Names, -2 at the Philadelphia Eagles. Philly wins and covers because I don't think Alex Smith is playing. I don't know if you guys seen any evidence. We thought last week he would play. But without Alex Smith, this Washington team has no chance to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And yes, I did watch that game against Dallas, and it was one of the worst mind-numbing performances I've seen from this Eagles team over the last 3 years. And that's saying a lot because we've seen a lot of bad performances. But we think that Dwayne Haskins is really bad. And we've been right all the way through. Since he first came into this league, from last game when he was throwing air balls out to nowhere. We know Dwayne Haskins is a liability. Who would you trust more, Jalen Hurts or Dwayne Haskins? I don't think I would trust Dwayne Haskins to take my car to the grocery store now, let alone win a game with everything on the line. I think the No-Names choke this away and Philadelphia wins. The other big matchup of this game is who's going to run this rock better? Are Philly going to run it better, or are the No-Names going to run it better? I think Philly runs it better. And I think Hurts also helps with this equation. The read option. He's not afraid to take a quarterback power up the middle and get 2 or 3 scrappy yards on third down. He's not afraid to put his body on the line. What's Dwayne Haskins putting on the line? What is he going to do? He can't throw the ball. He can't run the ball. He's not the most intelligent quarterback in the league. So tell me, how are they going to win this game? How are they? I honestly have no idea. And we know Riverboat Ron's a good coach. Yes, we know that. But Philadelphia doesn't have a bad coaching staff either, even after some of the stuff that we've seen transpire this year. Philly wins and covers. If Alex Smith comes in, Washington will win. I don't want to hedge my bets, but this is Week 17. Week 17 has a different milieu and is more psychological than the other weeks. This is more about judging motivation and using Freudian analysis, as crazy as that sounds. Washington wins if Alex Smith starts. if he doesn't start, Philadelphia making a money pick. Make sure you hit the like button, the Week 17 Vegas spread picks. Check out my soccer channel. Subscribe there. I will have a video this week with a free bet. Share the videos. Hit the like button. Subscribe to my Patreon to see every game I bet. Thank you, guys. It's been a great 2020.